Hey, welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is May 18th, 2022. So yesterday was the 7-year anniversary since the death of the rapper Chinx Drugz, who was shot and killed in his hometown of Queens after leaving a nightclub at the age of 31. I had covered this man's death before, but that was on my other channel before it got deleted. And I also covered the death of Stack Bundles, who was his childhood friend, who was also shot and killed in his hometown of Queens after leaving a nightclub. And what I noticed about these two men, not only were they best friends and they grew up together and they were both rappers from New York, both killed at an early age. Stack Bundles was only 24 years old. Chinx Drugz was 31. But their deaths have a lot of similarities. So look at this. So both of them left the nightclub before they was killed. And they both owned a Porsche vehicle. They was both from Queens and both shot in their own hometown. But besides that, there's other things that also stand out, like the numbers, right? Because when a lot of times when these rappers get killed, they get killed around the same numbers. You know, the number 67, the blood sacrifice number. Of course, whenever there's a shooting involved, they get killed around the number 44. Because in Gematria, shooting is 44, the word kill is 44, and so on. What I'm going to show you guys in this video is how both of these rappers died. Not only did their deaths have a lot of connections besides the numbers, but they also died around the same numbers. I mean, just ask yourself, you know, what are the odds that these two rappers grew up together, they was best friends, and they both died in very similar fashion? Isn't that suspicious? But of course, the mainstream media is never gonna, raise these questions. They're just gonna say that he was killed. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think both of their deaths are still unsolved. I'm not sure if they found the killers for either of these men. I could be mistaken about that, but maybe you guys in the chat who are fans of these rappers can tell me. But I remember when they did die, their deaths, it went unsolved for a long time. And I think it still is. I'm not sure. But so let's start over with Chinx, and then we'll revisit the Stack Bundles death. He died back in 2007. So his 15-year anniversary is coming up since his death. 15 years. Yesterday was the 7-year anniversary since Chinx Drugz died. But this was the vehicle that he was driving. And he was killed on 84th Drive on Queens Boulevard. He was born Lionel Pickens. And a lot of things stand out about this image. Not only did he die on 84th Street, which is a big Jesuit order number, but you see this person right here? I don't think this was a mistake. The fact that they took a picture of this person with his Jesus Christ tattoo just right in front of the camera like that. I think that's just the Jesuits putting their fingerprint on the murder. But he died on May 17th in 2015, which was 7 years ago. And the date, May 17th, is written 17/5 like 175. This rapper was from Far Rockaway, just like Stack Bundles. Notice Far Rockaway in Gematria. It equals 175. So a big-time rapper from Far Rockaway gets killed on 17/5. And like I said, he was born Lionel Pickens, but his stage name was Chinx Drugz. Notice it has the same sacrifice numbers that we always talk about, 62 and 46. And he was born on Jay-Z's birthday. Him and Jay-Z share the same birthday, December 4th, and died on the 17th, which was 201 days before his birthday. You guys should know what that number represents, right? These Jesuit order 201. And notice his birth name, Lionel Pickens, is 144 and 72 like Jesuit order. So it looks like this was another Society of Jesus ritual. And I think that this person here, I like how they covered his eyes. This person here was told to stand there displaying his Jesus Christ tattoo. That is not a coincidence. Because this guy clearly was in a Jesuit ritual. On 84th Drive, really? 201 days before his birthday, when the name Lionel Pickens is the same as Jesuit order. He was 31. Notice Chinx is 31. You know, he's changed his name to Chinx. He used to be called Chinx Drugz before he was murdered. But I think weeks before his death, he took out the drugs out of his name and left it as just Chinx. And this is probably why. Chinx by itself is 31. And Drugz by itself is 31. Like his first name, Lionel. And that's how old he was when he was murdered. He was 31 years old. Now, like I said, you know, he owned a Porsche vehicle. Stack Bundles also owned a Porsche vehicle. He was leaving a nightclub. Stack Bundles also leaving a nightclub. He gets killed in Queens. Stack Bundles get killed in Queens. What are the odds? Now, Stack Bundles, he died in 2007. And he was a little younger. But he died on June 11th. And that's a date written 11/6, like 116. Notice execution is 116. And June 11th, 2007, that was a day with 44 numerology. Notice execution is also 44, like kill. Of course, shooting is 44. He died on a day with 44 numerology. And notice the name Stack Bundles is 193. That's the 44th prime number. Now, Stack Bundles, he was signed to the rapper Jim Jones' record label, Bird Gang Records. And his death seems to be connected to Jim Jones as well, because notice the rapper Jim Jones was born on July 15th. And from his last birthday that year, the year before, from his 30th birthday to the day that Stack Bundles was murdered, it was 331 days later. And that's the 67th prime number, the blood sacrifice number. And, you know, Stack Bundles was born Ray Quan Elliott. Notice his name is 67, like blood sacrifice and human sacrifice. He was signed to Jim Jones and died 331 days after Jim Jones' birthday, the 67th prime number. You guys think that's a mistake? I don't think so. You can also say he died 34 days before Jim Jones' upcoming birthday. Of course, rapper, murder are both 34. Now, Stack Bundles, he was born on October 21st. And look how old he was when he passed away. He was exactly 9,000 days old. And I think the reason they took him out on this day is because the number 9, if you're familiar with numerology, it represents completion. Right? So he died on his 9,000th day of his age. But I don't think this is an accident. Him dying 331 days after Jim Jones' birthday, he was signed to his record label. I also don't think it's a coincidence that he died on 11/6 on the day with 44 numerology in an execution style murder. So both of these men died in very similar ways. And they both have the Jesuit symbolism all over their deaths, On 84th Drive, and then this guy's just standing there with a Jesus tattoo. This guy has a bunch of crosses tattooed on his body. Something else that stood out about Chinx Drugz' death, he was also synced up with Nipsey Hussle, who died at the age of 33, like Jesus. Like how Jesus died at 33 in the Bible. Chinx Drugz and Nipsey Hussle, they had a song called Hey Fool. And Nipsey Hussle, he died 137 days before his birthday and 228 days after his birthday. Like how Chinx died on the 137th day of the year, that they leave in 228 days in the year. So they synced up Nipsey Hussle with Chinx Drugz' death as well. And of course, the word death is 228, and 137 is the 33rd prime number. Again, 33 connects to Jesus, and that's how old Nipsey was when he was murdered. They had a song called Hey Fool. Nipsey gets killed the day before April Fool's Day. So, on May 17th, there's always a lot of 175 rituals. Yesterday, this number was the number yesterday. And it's like this every single year. The name Pope Francis is 175 as well. But another 201 ritual, that at 31. But I'll leave it there. I'm definitely going to come back and talk about some other stuff there was a 38-year-old not rapper, a boxer that died today, and there was also a 25-year-old person in the headlines. It's just these numbers, they love to put these numbers in front of us every single day. So look at this: an unbeaten boxer, Musa Yamak, dead at 38 after suffering a heart attack in the ring. He was 38. And this soccer player, Reagan Gibbs, she died at the age of 25. They're saying that her husband murdered her. So I want to come back and cover these stories. I don't think there's a mistake, an accident that these two stories are in the headlines on the same day, when death equals 38 and 25, and 38 and 30, and death also equals 97, the 25th prime number. This is what they do to us every single day. Let's see what else they got in the headlines. Monkeypox. And then they show a person with a black hand. First case detected in the U.S. this year. What the hell is monkeypox? Never heard of that. Monkeypox is 33. We know that. We know what that's about. Monkeypox. So no more coronavirus. Now it's monkeypox. Oh, Lord. I'll see you guys later. Thanks a lot for joining us.